The new Range Rover Velar may look great, but is it a worthy contender for the car that invented the SUV coupé, the BMW X6? In this comparison, we will find out. For all its simplicity, the Velar has a lot going on, starting elegantly with its long clamshell hood, then finishes with an assertive, powerful sloping rear. Its 113-inch wheelbase emphasizes functionality and gives the Velar a solid stance, but affords the interior a luxurious, airy quality that feels larger than it is. Details such as flush deployable door handles and the slimmest headlight clusters to come out of Land Rover add to its refinement. Viewed from any angle, the Velar is balanced and rational, but also a stunner. The X6 on the other hand is attractive in the way that all BMWs are, which is to say that it's handsome but not particularly exhilarating or original. In fact, the face of the X6 is practically a cut and paste job from the X5. Its calling card is its coupe-like profile. The bottom line here is that you really have to be smitten with how the X6 looks to justify paying more money for less utility compared to the X5. As for the 2020 refresh, it remains largely the same as the previous model year, but with newer head and tail lights. The overall design aged well, even next to an all-new vehicle such as the Velar. Inside, the driver's seat is as refined and tailored as they get in a Land Rover. The perforated cut diamond pattern that swathes the interior surfaces takes shape in a Union Jack pattern that will be a Range Rover signifying symbol in future models. The center stack, referred to internally as the blade, connects fluidly with the center console and is comprised of two 10-inch touchscreens stacked on top of each other like horizontal iPads, seamlessly integrating into the dashboard. There are a total of 4 dials: the rotary gear shifter, dials on both driver and passenger side for adjusting climate control or whatever else is selected on the touchscreen, and the volume knob. With a seating capacity of 5, it has generous room in both rows, and the panoramic sunroof makes the cabin feel exceptionally airy. Synthetic leather seats are standard. For a posh retreat, upgrade to one of the first-class leather options, or upgrade the front seats to have 20-way power adjustments as well as heating, cooling, and massaging functions. What you get inside the X6 is proper luxury appointments. All of the materials are premium grade. They both look and feel expensive. The design itself is typical BMW with a wide center console canted towards the driver and a large touchscreen perched atop the dashboard. Once hated by critics, BMW's iDrive infotainment system has evolved to become one of the industry's best. The 10.2-inch touchscreen pairs perfectly with the rotary dial between the seats. They make inputs easy and intuitive for the driver. Unfortunately, Apple CarPlay is a $300 option and Android Auto isn't available at all. The BMW X6 seats 5 people in 2 rows. The front seats are comfortable and have plenty of room. They also allow plenty of forward visibility for drivers. The rear seats are comfortable as well, though they provide limited passenger space, especially headroom for adults. 8 engine options are available on the Velar globally, and 3 come to the US, including a 247 horsepower 2.0-liter turbo 4, as well as a 180 horsepower 2.0-liter turbo diesel 4. Or you can opt for the tried and true 380 horsepower 3-liter turbocharged V6. No matter which engine you choose, power flows through all 4 wheels through a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission that shifts deftly through its ratios. Switch to dynamic mode, turn the shifter into sport, and the ZF holds gears more like an F-type. The V6 is capable with a 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds. This Velar handles curves with composure and confidence. It owes much of its refined on-road manners to its standard adaptive suspension system, which keeps the ride nice and comfortable. It's also pleasantly responsive, though it isn't necessarily sporty. It's also capable of moderate off-road antics. In addition to all-wheel drive, it comes standard with low traction launch, hill launch assist, and hill descent control. The terrain response system adjusts performance for maximum grip, with a variety of drive modes. An active rear lock and differential is available. The X6 also has many options to choose from. The xDrive 35i is powered by a turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine, producing 300 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. With peak torque available at just 1300 RPM, it feels powerful underfoot at nearly all speeds. BMW also offers an xDrive 50i model with a turbocharged V8 producing 445 horsepower. But the plenty punchy and more fuel-efficient 6-cylinder is the smarter option. The X6 can be had with an optional dynamic damper system at $1,500, which allows the car's 4-wheel drive-in modes to also affect its ride and handling. All 4 modes are distinct in how they make the X6 accelerate and handle, with Eco being the laziest and Sport Plus being too high-strung. Comfort and Sport modes are the sweet spot, both offering setting for throttle sensitivity, steering effort, and suspension dampening that can be lived with during all-day errands. The X6's steering is more communicative than the Velar's, though it's slower to respond, which means more arm work is required to thread your way around urban backstreets. If you up the speed, you notice that the Velar sways about more than the X6 when asked to make a sudden change of direction, but that means that it wafts along on its standard air suspension, soaking up most bumps remarkably well, especially at high speeds. By contrast, the X6 jolts around quite a bit. The cargo area in the Velar measures 34.4 cubic feet, which is above average for a luxury SUV with 2 rows. The standard 40-20-40 split folding rear seats offer multiple ways to expand the cargo area. Folding all of them down creates a 70.1 cubic foot cargo area. The hands-free liftgate is also a convenient bonus that comes standard in all but the base trim. The X6 has less cargo space, but this mid-size SUV still gives you a usable amount of room. It provides nearly 27 cubic feet behind the rear seats, enough space for your beach gear or a weekend's worth of luggage. Fold the rear seats down and you get nearly 60 cubic feet of space. You'd understandably expect a long standard equipment list when spending this much money, and the Velar's is the most comprehensive, leaving virtually no box unticked. The X6 is well equipped by most people's standards, but you'll probably want to add keyless entry and LED headlights. That said, it does offer 6 free paint choices, 2 solid and 4 metallic. The Velar, on the other hand, only comes with options of solid black or white for free, while the metallic paints cost extra. So, what's the verdict? The Range Rover Velar is the more desirable car, and it's not just a pretty face. Its standard air suspension delivers a relaxing ride, while the eye-catching interior will make you feel special every time you get behind the wheel. Performance and practicality aren't all that good, but if you've been seduced by the looks, you won't be disappointed. It takes to win here. Despite being beaten, the BMW X6 is no slouch. It's good to drive and surprisingly practical. It's just a shame that the engine isn't quieter and the ride quality isn't as refined as that of the Velar.